Okay, hey everybody, this is the recording to explain IXL BB.6. So in this IXL, you're going to be writing an expression to determine an arithmetic sequence. So I want to refer you back to the formula sheet that I gave you at the start of this unit, right? Whenever we're talking about arithmetic sequences, right, we're looking at this box. And it's really important that you have this print it out, or if you don't have a printer, write out the formulas as I have them listed here, because you're going to need a reference sheet as you go through the IXL modules and the assessments throughout the unit. All right, and it says to write a formula for an arithmetic sequence. So we're going to be using this formula right here. All right, and we're going to be simplifying that when we go through these practice problems. All right, so I have an example just to sort of demonstrate what you're going to be doing. Notice I have the formula right here. Always write the formula first before you proceed through the problem. So it says write an expression to determine the sequence. Use n to represent the position of a term in the sequence where n equals 1 for the first term. So since we're writing an expression for the sequence, we are going to have n in our answer. All of these answers are going to have n in the answer, all right? And there's work for that one. Obviously, a sub 1, the value of the first term is 2, all right? And if we look at this sequence, we can tell as we go from one term to the next, we're adding 2. So our common difference is d equals 2. Right? That's key information that we need if we're going to use this formula. We need to know the value of the first term, and we need to know what d is, the value of the common difference. All right, so let's work through these. It says for each of the following sequences, write the expression to describe the arithmetic sequence. So we're going to write out the formula. All right, and we're going to now look at our sequence. So first of all, it's really easy to determine, right, what a sub 1 is. And then the next thing we have to identify is the difference. And we know that it's an arithmetic sequence. So we know we're either adding or subtracting a number. And you can tell as we go from one term to the next, right, that we're adding 1. So our common difference in this case is going to be 1. And now we're just going to fill in the formula. A sub n equals 92. Remember, we're not replacing n. That's going to stay, in the formula as we simplify. And when we simplify this, we get 92 plus n minus 1, right? Or we're going to get, I'll write it over here, a sub n, 92 minus 1 is 91. So we're going to get 91 plus n. And I think when you do these IXLs, it's expecting you to simplify your formulas, right, your expressions. So you're really going to need to use pencil and paper and not just try to do it in your head. If you do that, you're going to get really frustrated really quickly. All right, so the next one, again, typical, I'm going to use a different color here. I'm going to rewrite the formula. All right, I'm going to fill it in. A sub 1 is 10. And as we go from term to term, we can see that we're adding 10. Right, so d is equal to 10. So we're going to get 10 plus n minus 1 times 10. Now we have to distribute this 10 over here to both of those terms. So when I simplify, be careful about that. Get 10 plus 10 times n is 10n, and 10 times negative 1 is negative 10. Oops, 10n. All right, and so our final answer here is going to be a sub n equals 10n. Because you can see here that 10 minus 10, that cancels those guys out. So this is our next answer. All right, let's take a look at the next one. A sub 1 equals negative 87. And the difference between each term It looks like each time we're just adding 1 because negative 87 plus 1 gives us negative 86. So we know that our difference is equal to 1. All right, a sub n. Write out my formula. Once you write out the formula a couple times, you don't even have to look at your reference sheet anymore. That's really the idea. The value of the first term is negative 87. And as we said, our common difference is 1. When we simplify that, so our final answer here is going to be negative 87 minus 1 is negative 88 plus n. Okay, next one. A sub 1, the value of the first term is a half. And then what are we doing to each term? It looks like we're adding a half to each term, right? So 1/2 plus a half is 1. I'm going to say plus 0.5. So D is equal to 0.5 or a half, however you want to write that. Write the formula. The value of the first term is a half plus n minus 1 times, I'm going to write it as a fraction. Fractions are my friend. So we get 1/2 plus 1/2 n minus a half, right? And when we simplify that, I love when you can cross stuff off, it feels so good, right? 1/2 minus a half, that goes away. So we end up with a sub n equals 1/2 n. All right, last one. You should be getting really good at these. So when you go through these on the IXL, you're not going to get frustrated and get a lot wrong. All right, so this one's a little sneaky. I try to make, one a little bit challenging here. The value of the first term, right? Oops, I want to use red. The value of the first term is just pi. And then what are we doing when we get to the next term? Well, we're adding 2 to pi every time. We're adding 2. So D equals 2. And really nothing's changed. I just made it look a little sneaky. I like to add those in once in a while, keep you on your toes. Value of the first term is pi. N minus 1 times 2. So we get pi plus 2n minus 2. And there's really nothing we can do with that. I mean, if you want, you can sort of put pi and 2 together. It's fine in the third step there, but so plus pi minus 2. So either of those are okay. All right, so hopefully you feel a little bit better about these. Good luck, and I will be on GoGuardian during the class period to answer any questions.